Pokemon Legends Arceus is the best Pokemon game ever made. Hey, what's up everyone? MonadoMax here. And it's been a bit since I've made a review, and I am kind of late to the Pokemon Legends Arceus hype. I wanted time to sink in this game. After thinking about it, I truly believe this is the best Pokemon game ever made, and I'm going to give you long reasons as to why I feel this way, and then we're going to go into a review of why I like this game so much. So let's just get right into it. Obvious thing is this is everyone's dream Pokemon game, a Pokemon game that is open world, a Pokemon game that you can basically go everywhere around the world and capture Pokemon that you would see normally. Like, it's a open world Pokemon game. You know, something I was afraid of when this game was announced. I was kind of nervous that it wasn't actually going to be true open world, and there is some limits, but it's still overall open world Pokemon. The thing I was actually worried about is that this game was going to be more like a Monster Hunter game. Monster Hunter meets Pokemon, but it's nowhere like that, and I'm glad to see that. It's everyone's dream Pokemon game. And, you know, one thing that I don't see enough people talking about, this is considered a mainline Pokemon game. And let's be real, mainline Pokemon games have been getting stellar and stellar every time they release. Pokemon has followed the same gameplay style for over 25 years, or we're 25 years into Pokemon, correct? They have followed the same game plan for 25 years on their mainline spin-offs, their mainline games. I know someone's gonna be like, but Max, Poke Part 2 had an open... I'm talking about the mainline Pokemon games. The mainline Pokemon games have followed the same format, and there's still Pokemon fans that are super old that played the games from the beginning. And I haven't played the Pokemon games from the beginning, but as a Pokemon fan, I have not had the same love for Pokemon that I did 10 years ago with Pokemon X and Y. After Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, I started not to really care about Pokemon, and this game brings back the joy of Pokemon to me. This brings back new bread, something that isn't stale. Stale bread is the mainline, like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I didn't talk about those games on this channel. I was really excited to play those games, but as I played it, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't finish those games. I didn't have the same love for Pokemon. This I finished. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. I dropped it. But I love Pokemon Legends Arceus to death. This game is super fun and has the potential to be something bigger for Pokemon games down the road. I don't know what the plan is, but there's definitely going to be more Legends games, and I'm sure it's going to follow the same game plan in terms of its game style. So there's a feature in here that I want to talk about that I love that Pokemon Legend Arceus does. So it gives you a reason, or not even a reason, you're kind of forced to use all forms of Pokemon. You can't use your same 6 Pokemon that you would use as a team to beat gym leaders or beat the story mode. You're pretty much forced to use other Pokemon. You're supposed to use other Pokemon regularly to update that Pokedex. So you're switching Pokemon every time you evolve something. And I love that a lot because it gives you a reason to use every Pokemon that they put in this game. Furthermore, kind of putting the whole completing the Pokedex as a real format, because it's an actual gameplay thing that you have to do. And especially if you want to get more into the post side of the game, you have to catch all the Pokemon to get, spoiler alert, Arceus. I don't know, is that spoilers? I guess it's kind of obvious that that's what happened. Pokemon Legends is such a unique thing for Pokemon games, and while it graphically has issues, I don't care. I had fun with this game. I know a lot of people, there's this one image on Pokemon Legends Arceus that looked exactly like a Roblox game, and it graphically doesn't look great. I mean, there's some parts where the game where you'll see frame rates dropping, like you're like miles away from a Pokemon, like the flying Pokemon, you'll see like 2 FPS. It's pretty funny, but it's definitely not good, and it's showing the Switch's limitations. One of the main reasons that I love Pokemon Legends so much is that it gives a lot of love to Unova. Unova, I feel like, is a region that does not get a lot of love in the Pokemon games, and I know a majority of the fans do not like Unova. It's just now starting to become a thing that people are like, you know, I always liked Unova, but I have always loved Unova. I just want to say Tepig is my favorite Pokemon. I'm so hurt that Tepig is not in the game. Maybe one day we'll get Tepig in a Pokemon Legends game down the road, or even DLC, which we'll get into DLC later. I strongly feel like we're going to see DLC in this game. This is another cool thing that Pokemon Legends did that no other Pokemon game has done. Well, I guess the spin-offs, but for a mainline game, is they did boss fights, but you, the trainer, are fighting them really without Pokemon. There's these things called noble Pokemon. You throw berries at them or something like that. It's kind of weird that you're throwing literal berries at a Pokemon. Basically, they're like super gold and their design's pretty cool. They just come out to be so awesome, and it's different for a Pokemon game. That's my whole point with Legends. It's so different for the hardcore fan base like us who continue to buy the games. This game offers so much new stuff for the hardcore fan base. I'm kind of curious to know what the more casual fan base thinks of Legends. I think Pokemon Legends Arceus is more of a love note to the hardcore Pokemon fans that grew up on it for at least over 10 years, the people that were getting stale of Pokemon, because this game, it opens the door to loving Pokemon again. Because, like, I know I talked about it a few minutes ago, but this has actually made me fall in love with Pokemon again, and having those features like the noble Pokemon fights, it just makes me wonder how far even more Pokemon can go now that they're doing different things with mainline games. That's why I'm very excited to see how far Pokemon goes, and DLC I think is something that's going to happen for Legends Arceus. I don't think there's going to be another Pokemon game coming out this year. I know there might be Detective Pikachu too, but there might be some spin-offs. I can't see Game Freak not wanting to do more with this game, considering, you know, we got, what, like 10 months left of February? They're definitely going to be doing more with this game. So I'm very excited to see what the plan is for Pokemon Legends Arceus down the road when it comes to whether it's DLC. I think it's going to be free updates, some paid updates. I think there's going to be more story details added in here. There's going to be so much more to this game. I feel like, I mean, even if there's not, I'm still happy with the amount of content it has in it. I can't see Game Freak going 2022 without doing anything more to this game. Or maybe they're doing stuff with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, I don't know. There's another new feature in Pokemon Legends Arceus called Alpha Pokemon. Cool concept, I like it, but it's kind of annoying at times. There's some Alpha Pokemon on there that are so difficult to catch. I think there was an Infernape that I tried catching, and I used over 50 Pokeballs and still didn't get it caught. And that thing was super high level. It was like killing all my Pokemon. It was brutal. And it's cool, it's annoying, but the cool thing is it makes the Alpha Pokemon, if you find one, it makes the Pokemon like 4 times bigger. So it kind of makes some cool, funny Pokemon pictures, because like there's a Baneri that I caught, and it's just so funny seeing a huge Baneri out of nowhere. Like, I don't know, it's funny, it's really funny. And you know, the storyline of Pokemon Legends Arceus was actually really interesting. So judging, this is my perspective of it, Arceus took somebody that was from the present into this past Pokemon time, because this takes place in the past. And so the trainer that you play as is actually from the future, but he's in the past. From a storyline perspective, what they did with Pokemon Legends, doing stuff like that, and just in general, the storyline they have going there, I was actually interested. It was something that kept me going playing a Pokemon game. Pokemon games, in my opinion, this might be a hot take, I don't care for story in Pokemon games. I know there's some people out there that really care about the Pokemon lore, and it's something very important to them. I never really cared about Pokemon storyline, but this is something that actually made me really interested in the Pokemon storyline. I kept intact in it, and I was actually intrigued to see what's gonna happen next. Especially when, spoiler alert, when your trainer gets kicked out of your clan because the dude thinks you're part of what's happening. That was kind of like, wow, that really interesting. I was really intrigued by that. I was intrigued by the whole game's storyline. I like it a lot. I know some people are going to ask about cons, like what are the issues with the game. I mean, the only issues I can really think of is, you got some graphical issues, but I don't really care about graphics. You really shouldn't care about graphics too. In most cases, you shouldn't care about graphics. Frame rate drops, I didn't see many frame rate drops. When there was we talked about it earlier in the video, there's sometimes the flying Pokemon, if you're far away, they're like 2 FPS. It makes cool clips, but that's definitely an issue. But considering it's a Game Freak game, they did pretty well with Pokemon Legends Arceus. They did very well with this game. And, it's one of those things that you kind of expect Game Freak not to polish a game, especially considering all the trees that were in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Dude, the trees, there's no defending it. Those trees were awful. This was way more polished and way more surprisingly graphically good. It's still not graphically great, but graphically better in Game Freak standards that we've seen in the past with those games. I hope I made sense in that. A little off topic, well, it is on topic, but this is a side thing that people aren't going to care too much about Pokemon Legends. You get to fly for real with the Pokemon with bravery in the world. That was like a huge highlight for me for this game, because you get to fly around in the world of Pokemon. It was so cool. It was cool enough, in my opinion, in Pokemon games that you had a Pokemon that can actually fly you around the whole world. Granted, you get to do that in like the mainline Pokemon games. This time you basically get to do that. You get to fly around the whole world that you're in, and it's so awesome. It is amazing. This game is something special, and it's something that I don't know if I don't know if this is the same format they're going, if they're going to even expand their format even more and go just different ideas. I don't know, but I want more of this, Game Freak. I want more of this. I think this is the best Pokemon game ever created, just because it brings so many new things to the table, so many things that the hardcore Pokemon fans have not had a taste of. The people, again, the old Pokemon games or the newer Pokemon games have become really stale. This was something that brought my love back. Pokemon Legends is, in my opinion, the best Pokemon game ever made, and I can't wait to see how far the series is going to go, because this can't be it, right? This got to be more that Game Freak's going to do with this whole Legends concept. We're not going to go back to the old Pokemon style where it's the catching, leveling up, that type of thing. And that's another thing. You still have those Pokemon battles in the game that I think it's cool that if you are the old school Pokemon fans that still wanted to see some of those Pokemon battles, it's in there. It's not something it's important in the storyline. Like, it's a very important gameplay aspect, but I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. It's not the most important gameplay feature within Pokemon Legends. They don't make that really as important. There's very less Pokemon battles compared to a normal Pokemon battle game, if that makes sense. It's more about the catching. It's more about completing the Pokedex. It's more about exploring these areas, doing the noble Pokemon, more of that rather than fighting trainers, leveling up, gyms. There's none of that here. So with that being said, Pokemon Legends Arceus, it's going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. There's really not many issues with the game. The game is addicting. The game is super, super fun. I'm wanting to play more of it, but I have to play other games now because, I'm working another job, a full-time job, plus doing YouTube, so I don't have the time to play that game anymore. But I'm telling you now, DLC is going to happen with that game. I'm calling it now. But anyways, guys, I want to know what you're thinking. What starter did you pick in that game? Do you think I'm going too crazy by saying that this is the best Pokemon game of all time? I want to know all of that in the comments down below. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out my Twitter, check out my Instagram, check out my Twitch, check out my Discord, check out my podcast that I'm a part of, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace.